I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien bastards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
4, 3, 2, 1. We're having some weird, glitchy technical difficulties today.
The aliens are invading.
The ghost is in the machine.
Ooh.
Do not praise the machine.
It's the remix.
It's the robot.
It's like... Intergalactic microsystems.
I don't know what's happening. Maybe we should just turn that off.
Yeah, that's actually pretty annoying.
That's how we start out the day. Better than the poor people that... So, Conspiracy Corner. Let's start with that today. So, McDonald's puts out chemtrails of, like, mind-altering... like fry sauce pollutants in the sky. And it just chemtrails over like the square miles around it. That's why in New York City they have a grid of McDonald's on every other corner. Starbucks does it too. But I don't know what's in the coffee. But the coffee is probably the same thing. Chemtrails from good smells. And then it lures us in. We went by McDonald's. We smelled it because the dog had to take a dump.
Dog takes a dump at McDonald's.
At McDonald's every time. It's just without question. And then we smelled it. Then we drove all the way home. And right before we got home, we look at each other and we're like, do we need one of those Coca-Cola Slurpees? And you said to me, yes, we need to turn this car around right now. Kojak light on the roof. Back to McDonald's. And she says, I need some fries too. And I know that was from the chemtrails. McDonald's chemtrails. We still do have a little bit of... weirdness, but I think our camera's keeping up with us at least.
Oh, I don't know.
That was Monday's problem.
I was just gonna say that. Talk about Final Destination.
McDump.
Yeah, McDump. Pokey takes a McDump every single time.
Every time we go by there. And yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say Final Destination. You know those movies?
Yeah.
Well, so we run back to McD's, get a Coke. Get small fries.
5 minutes.
Literally 5 minutes. And then we go heading home, and the road that leads to our house is blocked off. There's a car accident, and
you can
telephone lines are down.
You're like, what is happening there? It looks like, are they doing some sort of line work or something? It was half of the whole top half of the telephone pole. Like with half of the pole and all the top goods with all major power lines was on the ground.
We missed our final destination.
So if we get murdered by like a plane engine dropping on our heads during this show, you'll know why. It won't be weird. It'll be that we escaped the final destination already. And I do definitely hear some weird crunkly feedback in our things, but if it's too annoying, then there's nothing I can do. At least our mouths are lining up and it doesn't look like we're in a Godzilla movie today. Yay. So aloha, everybody. Welcome to the show where we discuss big ideas about reselling. And we also share our experiences with how terrible it can be sometimes. But mostly what we do is we take
terrible or great.
deep dive into the short, into the shallow end. No, is that Monday? No. Yeah, no, Monday's the news one. That's when we take a deep dive into the shallow end of the information. It's dangerous. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. And the other dangerous thing has been canceled so far. She won't let me do a live reset in the middle of the show yet because, you know, she was very serious. I have never heard her threaten the D word before. And she literally, last time I said this, she was like, I don't know if I can forgive you if you lose any of our items, our precious.
The D word is divorce.
Yeah, I don't think it would come to that, but I'm also not necessarily willing to test any theories. I'm not feeling like I'm a strong tester of theories right now.
It's still trying to slowly recover the 371 items that we lost how many months ago? Definitely. It's just hard to take time to.
We got most of them up and then didn't. Yeah, so we got probably 250 of the 371 up.
And they were low-priced items. That's why we haven't made it like a top priority in recouping them.
Let's say hi to everybody, starting with Jet, first of the chat. Major Win has a new channel on YouTube. Maybe not
and
new,
a new picture.
But he actually has a new picture and a video up. And everybody should go check out Major Win eBay. Go check him out. He's an awesome guy. And subscribe. Build up his subscription-based level so he can start to take over of YouTube world. Who else is here? Intergalactic Microsystems is here. Spam Banshee is here. Ooh, privilege.
Who dat?
Who dat? Basket B Nudes is here. And then there's a lot of other words. Josh Galt is here. Josh Galt came in last night with a... Yeah, why is it so scratchy on this sound effect box? Why are you making weird noises, sound effect box? He had a video last night during bedtime. He should have been asleep by then. I'm sorry, Josh. You should have been asleep at that point. But you did put out a video saying, who cares? Which is the bottom line. It's sort of like what it all... It's really who cares. You know, we're all kind of alone in this. I think I'm riffing off of him with the Welcome to the Jungle title of today's video. Writing. I just love writing his drafting off his ideas. That's why it was so great to do this show after he was on, so I could just be like, boop, I'll just pick that up. Don't have to think anymore. But just that we're all on our own, kind of, and nobody's going to come to our rescue. We share ideas. We figure out the best way through it, but the platforms are what they are. And then we try to assimilate.
And speaking of that, he is going to have a video tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 1, at this very time.
I'm sure everyone that's on here already knows that because we share a lot of the same.
But for those of you who don't know, yes, Josh will be on tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
His own channel.
Of course, he didn't. We didn't hear that from him. We heard that from John, who had to come in because Josh's internet broke yesterday.
Yeah.
It's probably because of the density of his informative delivery. Just shut down the internet. They're like, too many bits are being delivered to this warehouse type place. I'm assuming that's what it is. Although I have been there. We've been there. We just didn't. We had to be blindfolded on our way in. Remember that one time when I took over?
Yeah, we still have no idea where we were. We just opened
our
eyes
driven
and we were in his storage unit.
We clicked our heels together 3 times. That's how you get there. That's so hello to Amy and Josh and Mike Seller and Gina and Paul Rose. I'm just going to scroll down and say hi to Callie Debs is here. John is here.
Callie Debs.
Poo-poo platter.
Oh, I don't like the poo-poo platter. Does not sound as thrilling that way.
Poo-poo platter.
Oh, that sounded pretty good. Hold on. Let me unplug that.
We did unplug that. It's like something happened from unplugging it. Land Shark Picker, good afternoon, aloha. Where's that stuff going?
Patricia's here. Look, hello,
Patricia.
Biff Boffo. Okay, I got to plug this in. Biff Boffo and... who else? Dendicor Depot is here. Jen is here. And Carl is here. Aloha, Carl.
Flipping Sports Guy. Hey. Aloha.
Yeah, we do go off the deep end.
Gangland Legacy.
Hold on. Oh, Gangland Legacy is here. And holy cow. It did the jump
Curious
down.
Collections.
Aloha. Did we miss anybody? Dragoon Artwork.
Hey! Spamala. I love that. Spamala.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I don't know. I get really distracted if there's problems with the tech.
Poo-poo platter.
Yeah,
Don Flippin. Hello.
Don Flippin with 3 P's, everybody. Let's hear it.
Pow, pow, pow.
And Ryan. Aloha, Ryan. Ryan, I'm trying to adjust everything right here.
Oh, Ryan thinks he has this shirt.
Oh, you do? Do you shop at the small and large shop too? It's not there anymore, but we got this at the Big and Tall. This is a Big and Tall in. What's funny about the Big and Tall store is if you're big and tall and you notice it, if you shop there, then you know the people, because they only have like 5 patterns for all the big people in the United States. And I have to get like, well, actually not anymore. I actually do not. This shirt's quite large on me at this point, but I have to get, generally speaking, I get talls to go over my large belly.
Right, because your belly goes this way.
Yeah, it
not,
enters the room before
not
me.
this way.
So we all recognize that.
And
Ryan's have 40 pounds since November. Awesome.
Wow, good job.
I think I would say that I'm in the same boat, right? Because I would say that probably I lost 40 pounds after Christmas, because I lost like 80 pounds last year, then probably gained. There's just always a seasonal inflection of calories because of food that I love to eat.
Yes, Amy, these are strawberries.
Oh yeah, look at her. How cute is she? Everybody,
Please
give her a
stop.
astounding round of applause. You're feeling a little bit country. I'm feeling a little bit. Yeah.
Before you start reading comments and stuff, I
up.
just wanted to point out that Josh is saying that does that work for both of you if I do videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Not only does that work,
how perfect!
but I think that for the community, that is awesome, because that way from 1 o'clock, although we do 2 hours, Josh, I don't know if you're going to do 2, but you usually did like 1+, maybe close to like 1.5-ish sometimes. So I think that's perfect. And then we have this like whole week. Everyone can have like the same time period.
And I've
keep on a schedule.
I've got to say, it's really great.
Thanks for
us not doing every day of the week like you were doing, because it gives you time, because we know to schedule all of our appointments on
we
actually, days that we don't do videos. So it's so great just alternating days. So I think that's awesome.
Fill in the blanks.
Yay,
and have a great awesome.
Thank you.
So from now to the end of eternity, neither one of us will ever not be there at 1 o'clock. You can rely on us both. And from 1 o'clock till say 2, 3 some days, at least 2 on other days. I'm making it sound like more complicated than it is.
What are you
What's
saying?
nice is that you'll have something to listen to from 1 o'clock on weekdays. Yay. I'm just so excited. That's all I'm saying.
And then there's Flippin' Ain't Easy on Monday nights and Friday nights. It's like a nice...
that bookends in our weeks.
Yeah, they're the bookends.
They're the bookends.
Flippin' Ain't Easy is the bookends.
Poo-poo platter.
So we can... and then because we love to watch them when we're done with our Friday show is at 4 o'clock, which is Tiki, which is non-eBay related, sort of, kind of. Usually is, though, a little bit. But then so that's what we do on Friday. So we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. But what else do we have to say? Is that it? Okay, thanks everybody. Have a great day. Okay, let me go back up to the top.
eBay.
Okay, so back up to the top. Let's see. We did mention that, right? That Major Win did his first video. Go check out his video. Go like his channel if you want to do that.
Major Win eBay.
MajorWinEBay.com. And thank you for the cheery support. This is him talking to Intergalactic. Right, I have to look for the little @ signs. Primo, Kimo, you, and we were the first and second. Meowdy Mewmans. That's from
cute.
Basket Noodle. Jet Fixer just checking it out now. Major Win, nice job. Yeah, it's from his first video.
A nice intro.
I should start reading here, huh? We have to get a nice Hawaiian shirt for Pokey. He has 4 Hawaiian shirts right now, as of right now, and
of course, when I want one, I couldn't find one. So
why did you do that? Why don't you keep it?
I thought I knew exactly where they were
on deck. We've been having great luck right now. I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I'm going to look for a picture to show you, and we have been having really good luck on Marketplace. Just to drop that little bomb in there. Local
Marketplace
sales.
is so easy, really.
And we're selling stuff for what we'd want to sell it for on eBay, but we're selling it on Marketplace. Maybe even a little bit more, because we're selling like furniture and things that we don't want, bicycle, furniture, things that we wouldn't want to ship anyway, which we totally can ship, but we didn't want to. So wait, can you vamp for a second while I do this?
Could you scroll down in the...
Boom, we're looking at a major win member for 1 month. Sub and member to... Wait, you've been a member for 1 month.
Yay!
So I'm wondering if it's been 1 full month.
Has it? It's gone by so quickly.
Has it?
And thank you so much. You were our first sub. Yeah. Or not sub, member.
And most of you
Thank you.
not Biff Boffo did it separately, but I think almost everybody else has been gifted membership from Major Win. And we thank you for that.
And then we had there is Charles.
Oh, Charles.
Charles.
Just Charles. Charles, not in charge, nothing else, just flat Charles, yes.
Charles. And did we say...
He may be in charge, though.
Did you say hi to James?
I didn't. James is here?
Yeah, up above. Ooh.
Ooh, James, you're a robot today.
It is I, James.
Isn't that weird? I hear like a little...
Fellow humans and resellers.
That doesn't sound right.
Come on, fellow humans and resellers.
No, it sounds like you're on a cell phone and you're in a bad connection. And...
Hold on, I'm typing in a very complicated, complex password here.
Could you move the chat over to the left so I can see it? Thanks.
It was like that much covering it. Oh, there's only that
Intergalactic was saying that
intergalactic planetary.
Burger King pumps out the flame broiled smoke. They sure do.
Yeah, and I understand. I totally know that from even. I think it's true that they do pump out the smell-o-vision on purpose. I'm saying that there is a fractal nuclear weight density modulation to their grease molecules that somehow rise up faster and higher than any other carbon-based molecule, and then just like fans out over a larger... I think they actually engineer their grease molecules so that they'll spread out most. And then when you suck them into your nose holes, you get... It's more than just like a trigger. It's like a physiological trigger of need, of like I can only imagine it must approximate like addiction, where I need me some fries now.
That's what happened.
That's what happened to the guy who just crashed into a telephone pole. You need some fries.
So,
it's not even a free Friday. It's Wednesday.
I think Patricia, she's...
Do you want to...
Okay, thank you. Yeah. She's saying, hi, folks. Did everyone see eBay is now going to force their discounted shipping costs on calculated shipping? It starts in May.
We were in the line at McDonald's. What? Oh, did I move it? What are you doing? Where are you going?
I'm going to read it.
Well, do we understand it? This does not... It's a complicated subject.
This is just the email. It says, we're reaching out... This is for our second account, not our main account.
I'm going to go do this over here.
On our second account, we got this email saying... We're reaching out to let you know that starting May 15th, your listings that display calculated shipping will default to showing eBay labels discounted shipping rates. The new default rates will apply to all of your active and future listings that offer calculated shipping. Listings with free or flat rate shipping won't be affected. We're making this change to help your listings attract more buyers by offering a lower shipping cost. To get the discounted rate that will be displayed on your listings, make sure to purchase your shipping labels through eBay Labels. If you want to opt out of this change, just let us know here. It's a link, obviously, by May 13th, and we won't make any changes to your current shipping rates. You can also switch back to showing standard rates at any time after May 15th through your shipping discount settings. And please note that this change will only apply to sellers receiving this email.
Now, I don't know what that means.
Thanks for being part of the eBay community.
That's irrelevant, I think, because we got it and we don't have any calculated shipping at all. And we only do flat shipping and we use business policies. So why we got it, I don't know. This may have been a mistake email that we shouldn't have gotten. I have no idea. But they are changing the default. So you should keep especially if you use only if you use calculated shipping. Keep an eye on that because they're going to flip it. They're going to flip the switch, and then people are going to be upset because they're going to get less money. I mean, immediately.
I hope it. I mean, they're saying that people that do flat
this.
rate. Yeah. Oh, okay.
See, that's Pokey in one of his shirts. That's the pink one with the blue flowers on it or leaves. And that was us at our...
Super sweaty. It was like 100 degrees.
It was 100 degrees. You could have had a powder. I could have powdered you a little bit there.
That was really
I'm
so
sweating,
hot.
though, but you just can't tell. But I'm like, look at how I've got this disco hair, though. That's pretty cool.
It was black velvet.
I'm just looking at me.
Black velvet photography. A photographer was there with
He
the
did a whole book
backdrop
of home tiki bars, and he did these black velvet for people would stand in line. It was all donations because it's all nonprofit that we go have a lot of cocktails and party like it's nonprofit.
But that's proof Pokey has some
shirt.
Hawaiian shirts.
Look how nerdy he looks in his shirt.
Because he's so cute.
He looks like a little dumpling. You want to go big?
It looks like you scrolled back all the way up to the top.
No, that's the different one. See?
Oh, okay.
See, this one I like to keep at the bottom so you can see new ones if they come in. There's... Oh, my gosh. Okay. Others have received this email, John is saying. I received an email from another seller who received it and wanted to know why. And, John, you do calculated shippings. You should have got one, right? I mean, I remember that. You do calculated.
Curious Collection is saying the same shipping change on our second eBay account.
And this came in, interestingly, on our much newer account. Not on... That's from Junk Drawer.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Oh,
But we noticed that though that our it's different things between the accounts. Or like on our newer account, you can use your funds to purchase things on eBay, but not on our old account.
But not the new one.
Okay, so.
Oh, I wonder if this has something to do with I updated the program. Everything is crazy now.
Wait, are you still distracted with
Yeah, totally. I'm
okay,
distracted.
so then
Where do you want to go?
Do you want
I
me
see
to
WTF
do this?
is here. I can jump back in and see names of people. Nesbitt Experience has some magic beans, I think. No, it's Bean Josh.
Beans.
It's Bean Josh. Bean. Robot Josh. Sorry, Josh.
It looks like Josh was talking with Amy, and he did a. Okay, you're moving it around.
I know I am, because Josh spoke with S-Band, which is the small business something, and reviewed my social media and canceled my meeting with them. What? What's that? I wonder why. That's weird. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Josh. It's a small bit. Amy is part of it. So.
Yeah, that's.
I only saw it because of sidebar stuff, so I'm not in tune with what it's about and everything. But it is small business something.
Right, and Amy did that.
Yeah, and it's sort of like. I'm totally guesstimating on this, but it's definitely. I remember there's something about giving talks. So is it a small business, to help people with small businesses? Basically, maybe. See, I don't know what it is, but I figure I can't put my foot in my mouth too much, or be too right or wrong. Basket Noodle is saying hello. Josh Galt is saying Giovanni. Do we not know who Giovanni is? We don't keep track of our notes that we have where we try to write down people's names. So,
I don't think we wrote down a Giovanni.
I don't believe so. I like that name.
Biff is present and loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Paul Rose actually ordered McDonald's yesterday. It cost a bomb for very little. Yeah, we could talk about that. We should talk more about eBay.
Yes, please.
But you have to use the app with McDonald's. If there's one thing, if I can implore you people to do one thing, use the eBay app. eBay. Use the McDonald's app when ordering from McDonald's because no matter what, it's cheaper. at least. It's still
they always have some sort of offer, and
we haven't been. That was the first time we
points
bought
and-
anything at McDonald's for months and months and
Yeah.
months. Months.
so our French fries were free because
Yeah, we had points.
we used the app.
Yeah, we used the app and we had points. They give you free points. And 6x6 is here as well. Aloha 6x6. A lot of hellos.
Patricia was saying that Liz Morton's got a report on her blog site. So Valerie
Valerie
value
Bertinelli.
added resource, right?
Valerie Bertinelli would go good on our Charlie's Angels wall. I don't know if everybody noticed that we now have a Tom Selleck is up here. It's just his head. We decapitated Tom Selleck.
He's growing out of
You gotta put
Jacqueline
something in there for the
Smith's
ladies, you know?
shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a vestigial head growing out of Jacqueline Smith there. So there's that. So don't say we haven't been innovating over here. Right? Innovations. Boom.
Carla Olsen, I see that she's there.
The shit. Carla Olsen. Sorry, I'm driving you crazy. with that.
Yeah, I think my head is about to pop off right now.
Flippin' Ain't Easy says McDonald's is cheaper, but you pay for it later.
Which one are you reading?
I'm
That
reading
one?
both of them. I'm going all over the place.
Can I have this
See, this
one?
one you can check with the most recent comments here, so you can pop forward for the really, really newsworthy content that is time basis. Otherwise, we're over here, and we're still in the hellos. That's at 107, and it's 1:30 now. So that means that we're slow. Slow but steady. Am I right?
eBay Life is psyched that he made it to the live. We are too. Do you mind if I read, or do you want to?
Read away, Meryl. Swing away, Meryl. Wait, can I move?
The Gangland Legacy is saying sales back to record lows no matter how many times items or what I list.
90s
Sad
band
emojis
tees.
listed tons of 90s band tees.
And most of them have 0 views. So,
Ooh, those sound great.
so when you say 90s bands tees, 90s band tees, I don't hear vintage in there. So are they new tees with 90s bands on them? Or is it vintage tees? Because I can't imagine vintage tees would be not flying out the door. I think those are like one of the hottest things right now. But in shirts. It's not the
Pensacola
hottest thing,
Flipper.
Aloha, Pensacola Flipper. Yes, we shall begin. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pensacola Flipper. I just like to announce people.
I like the flipping sports guy. I think you saw that. Dive into the shallow end. This show always goes off the deep end.
We go off the deep end into the shallow end, if that makes sense. You know, notice when YouTubers say, if that makes sense, it's like, yeah, then I have to think about it. Did that make sense? I'm following it. Usually you can just, I'm just sort of leading you down a path. I mean, are you following?
Well, like we say, we somehow always get on death, poop.
And now
or-
boobs. Boobs is a fair, of the three. It's a good way to end. That's the positive way to end the show. I think poop is sort of neutral. Death is bad, usually.
And then Jen was saying, replying to Gangland, saying sales aren't good here either.
Well, you guys, let's see. Did he answer 90s Metallica, Korn, and stuff? So true vintage, all things. See, now that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. What should we do here? Should we? Do you want anybody to look at your store? It's okay if you don't. In fact, I would. I feel like I would be weird. Wait, what's that? Ryan, welcome to DEF CON 3. Ryan. Welcome to DEF CON 3, Ryan. You know what that means? That means one more horn. Sorry.
I know I get easily confused, but I'm getting confused by some of these message things.
Well, yeah,
Ryan,
I get
welcome.
confused too, and so when I get confused, I just stop doing what confuses me
Yeah.
and go back to the thing that doesn't confuse me, which is reading. But I think,
that confuses you too.
it can. But I think that it's 30 days. I think it might have been 30 days.
Okay.
So hold on, I'll go. Okay, you talk. You read some things, and then I'll go over here and check.
Okay. Can you?
You want me to go down a little bit? Okay, so you got some gangland talk. You got some den decor, steady sales
Okay.
here.
Oh, good news. Den Decor says sales are
Finally,
steady.
some good
Yesterday,
news.
all day was bad. Okay, till the evening. Been doing 200 and sales similar and 10 to 15 new per day. I think that sounds like a good strategy there. Dragoo Arts, hi Primo, yep, Spamela.
Aloha.
Reach.
What am I looking for? I lost my track already. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, thank you.
Biff is saying that my conversion rate has ballooned
Living
to
on the
5.1%,
edge.
unprecedented efficient
Aficionado.
effic.
Unprecedented efficiency.
Thank you.
Efficacy.
Efficacy. No.
I don't think that's a spelling error.
Okay.
Let's try to pronounce it, though.
Efficiency.
Efficiency. That's like an old thing where I think it has to do with dueling, where people duel. Efficiency
Oh, and
with swords.
Paul was saying, I'm with your better half. I'd probably reach for the rope if I lost that many. They may take so long for doing the nuclear reset live. Nope. Yeah, so he's not going to do that. He might maybe
Should put the
record
kibosh.
him doing it.
Now, did
but-
Evel Knievel's wife tell him not to jump over the Snake Canyon? No. I can't ever do what I want to.
Well, I'm protecting myself. Because I don't want to have
you're
to find
protecting
everything
me.
and relist it.
You're protecting me from you, too. I think that's fair. I think that's nice. That's love. That's love, people. That is love. Okay, wait. So here I'm supposed to go. Wait, where's members? Okay. Oh, go ahead. Please, feel free. What's happening?
Wait, so Major
No,
Win-
Major Win just gifted 5 memberships to Thrift and Flip, Miss Tree, Dan Moon, Birdman, Matthew C.
the people I have never even
We haven't seen any of you comment, but that's okay. You don't have
No,
to comment.
but welcome.
Yeah, welcome
Always
all
feel
of
free to
y'all.
comment
Did I already do that?
if you're
Let's
here.
do it again. That's amazing. All of our new, look at Ryan. Ryan, thank you, Ryan.
So, and Gangland was saying that same without running a markdown sale, my sales get really bad. So all of my items are already 15.
Major Win is 1 month exactly. 1 month ago, exactly. So I think he re-upped. Thank you.
Oh,
Showing us continued support. Major Win has re-upped for a second month in a row. That's awesome. We are in a fun and tough little reseller community. Yes, we are. We're very scrappy too. Some of us are pretty scrappier than others, but we're scrappy hustlers, founders. I don't know what we're finding exactly. We're finding sometimes some strife and annoyances along the way. That's what we're finding. But we're founders. And we are entrepreneurs, perhaps solopreneurs, but we're definitely, as I'll go back to Josh's point because I have digressed completely away from that who cares? We are our own bosses. We're also our own bosses.
our own grandpas.
Yeah, and our own grandpas. But we, I think the smartest thing, and I don't think that listening to us particularly is the smartest thing, but for resellers to go out there and be on YouTube and be part of the community here, or with Josh, or with James, or with John Flippin, or with anybody else, with any of the communities that have been founded, for the most part, you're smart for reaching out and watching content on YouTube, and YouTube is smart for having a venue to do this. I say we can give ourselves okay. This is the back padding part of this program. I think we're kind of smart for sharing ourselves with the anticipation of getting the gift of knowledge from other people back. So I think we're all smart for searching out ways to get through the changes. Now, with that said, I will say the one thing that always I think is very important, and this is going along with that, we're on our own type situation here, that is that it's been 1 year since the big bomb. And I think we all tendered resignations to ourselves in some cases. But for a year, we tolerated changes on eBay while griping, while complaining, while trying to figure out exactly what was happening. Navigate is truly what we were all trying to do. But now that it has been a year, not just Biff Baffo's noticing stuff. I'm noticing it. The floor stability is there, and now it's really important to build on that. And that's like doesn't make a lot of sense if you're not enjoying any sort of foothold yet. And I'm not sure how to, except for reinforcing your listings through titling and pictures and all the basic stuff. And also I realized that a lot of people are new sellers, and we keep forgetting that, including our friend Ed, who hasn't even started yet, and he wants us to do some like beginning kind of stuff. But for you advanced people, it's been a year. So regardless of what we feel or anything, nothing matters except for after a year, the grieving period has to come to an end, and we have to be very focused on creating more, not creating anything, just holding on, really. If we're treading water, keep treading. And if you're, and keep treading until you can figure out a couple pivots in there. Cross-listing is the one big thing that I think everyone can benefit from at this point. If you're not enjoying the sales on eBay and you've got these, this is okay. Now this is my professional 24 years of eBay opinion, but it only matters from last year because we're all on a new sea here. The rules were thrown out a year ago, but my experience would tell me currently with the current conditions, if you're not seeing sales of those shirts on eBay, you must take them to Poshmark, possibly Mercari, although I'm not totally sold on Mercari yet, but it's free, so you give it a shot. And it's easy to Poshmark and eBay through TreeCat. You can do all three of those: Poshmark, Mercari, eBay. They do those three. We still haven't been able to utilize it in the current condition because of the way that we're listing. And you need maybe to be on Whatnot with the shirts. And what I'm doing is taking knowledge that I've gotten from the internet, such as Rally Roots and other, I don't sell those kind of t-shirts. If I had them, I would. But when we sold them during the pandemic, it was a good time. So right now there's more competition, which might be why you're not seeing, I don't know why you're not seeing 0 views on really collectible t-shirts like that. But Whatnot is a place for t-shirts. I do know that. Is it? Do you agree? Do you agree with all my important words?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of words.
Yeah.
We didn't put on the proper... Yeah, so are any of the words I said good? The robot music is weird, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn that off.
Yeah, but I do hear that Whatnot seems like a place for just a lot of resale
I haven't done it,
sellers
though.
to buy stuff.
But for t-shirts, for when you auction them off, you're auctioning them for like $200-$300, so. Well, yeah. We watch Rally Roots, and that's what we've watched them do live auctions.
Full-Time Flipper podcast is here, and they're saying that they have had 6 return requests already in April, and my sales tanked miserably for 4 days. Finally picked up again last night. Is this a thing eBay does, or just a coincidence? It seems like it's a thing they do. Yeah.
They do. The algorithm it is made up of things that humans would do if there were enough humans to do that. So if you have limitations in your account, or if your metrics go too high in return department, they tell you they're going to limit you, It's all done by AI, and how much they limit you and how they limit you. They don't share that exactly, but I'm definitely starting to see more correlation with your return rate, which we didn't even really look into until a few weeks ago, where I happened to stumble across our return rate in one category was in the highs. But that happened to be, and this is another super advanced reselling thing, but I think it's really also very smart and simple for reselling. One of the tricks to eBay is if you're not getting the results you want, you do need to feed the beast listings that sometimes will lower your threshold for bad defects. So the reason why we have like this 0.74 in electronics is because we've only sold 4 in this particular category. So that means 25% of our, and I'm sorry, I'm not being clear. We sold 4, this isn't totally accurate either, but we sold 4 items in one category and we had a return of one of them. That makes 25% of our items in that category returns. And the algorithm looks unkindly at a 25% return rate. And that is happening sometimes. And then we didn't even know that was really happening.
Well, and this came up in our discussion last Wednesday on our group therapy, where we read a post from somebody on an eBay group how they are now getting charged an additional 5% per transaction because they had a high item not as described.
I think that was Nash. Wasn't it Nash?
Nope.
No? Who was it?
It was a comment I had read on an eBay group in Facebook.
Oh. No, Nash said that too. He gets charged 5%.
Oh, right. But Nash in a comment after our video had said that is happening to him as well.
Let's see. Paul Rose is saying we're way behind now. See, I let you do the chat. Now we're a half hour behind.
Excuse me, you are talking so much.
It's my fault. It's been long.
I break.
I'm Mr. Macy.
And you're in the wrong chat.
No, I'm doing both. I'm handling both chat windows like a pro, like a rock star. Paul Rose, Primo, saw the Horde short. Pokey was looking at you both like, what the heck are you guys doing? Little baby head.
He was so cute.
He was like, Mom, Dad, relax. It's
He's
okay.
like, where do I go? You're not holding me.
He's a precious little man, I'll tell you that. I mean, he provides us so much comfort. Like, what the heck? I mean, also, we do realize he's the other reason why we haven't flown anywhere in 6 years now. Well, 5 years. For him. Some of it was a pandemic. But then now we haven't either because he can't go on the plane. Well, he could. But you don't want to go either, so.
Nope.
They're both preventing me from living my life. Let's see. Instant indigestion from Burger King. Tastes like lighter fluid. That's their patented lighter fluid. Sound effects are good on YouTube. Must be our local connection. Oh. Okay, that could be.
Oh,
it's our internal thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Are you thanking me or Biff Baffo? Okay, we're gonna jam through here. BK's fries for me are the worst fast food fry out there. Yeah, they're not good. In fact, the only fry Jack in the Box was good. Jack in the Box with their wet $1 tacos at like 2 a.m. The wet tacos, just a messy, wet, squirty tacos. Oh, those are so good. And what else did they have there? That's what I remember is getting those tacos. Movie is called The Founder. It's Michael Keaton. Good flick. Yes, very much enjoyed that. Basket nudes. There's some other words. I'm gonna bypass anything with an @ sign. Major, when we see the pokey emojis, we feel like he is taking flight with his ears, like Dumbo.
He looks like it, huh?
Oh yes.
He has big ears. He got big ears and I cannot lie.
No, he turns into several different animals, from baby goat to fruit bat. Ryan didn't get the notice either. That's funny. About the calculated shipping, and flipping does do it. But you do pass on the discount to buyers. So Yes. Okay. So then that when I thought about that, that reminds me of the thoughts that I have from time to time, and they percolate in my brain, and then they come to fruition by saying there are ways. So as sellers, we bury some costs into the item, whether it be shipping costs or packaging costs or something. But what happens when you don't forward the discount you get from eBay onto your customers is you do absolutely lose customer base, because eBay does sort your items. Part of their sorting technique is to give lower shipping cost a higher priority. So if you're not passing on the fees, your eBay knows you're not doing that because they know you didn't check the checkbox. So they're going to, without using any loaded words, the other person is going to be elevated. So, which causes your suppression. But what they're doing is elevating other people, which makes you go down. But it's not them suppressing. It's them elevating. And that's what we try to do here. Isn't that what we try to do here? So it's sort of like we're just like eBay. That's right.
I don't know. We want to be just like eBay. But right. I mean, it's all of these little things. If eBay is sending emails out, or if eBay is letting us know about things, or eBay is beta testing things, it's because these are things that are ultimately, I think, going to help our listings.
I think it's going to help their bottom line. So if they're sending out an email, it's going to help their bottom line by increasing
their
conversions.
And our bottom
which
line.
also shows that they're looking for increased conversions. So they need their gross market value to go up. They want to increase conversions. So now they're changing a default setting, which means a whole bunch of people are going to be surprised by this. Because despite what we like to see, I don't think everyone on eBay is watching our video.
I doubt it.
So, and I don't think everyone watches YouTube videos. So a whole bunch of people are going to be caught off guard by this. I hope none of you are, though.
Well, they would have received an email.
No, we got an email and we don't even do it. John and Ryan didn't get the email, and they do it. They do. Yeah. Thank you very much. Michelle Kirkpatrick,
I'm
aloha.
guessing it's because they already used calculated, but they should still be informed in case they decide to change. But
yeah, it's weird. Like, we've never used calculated shipping ever on the new account. Not one time ever. I mean, maybe we listed something and did the shipping wrong and accidentally listed one. Maybe that happened. I mean, I don't even know.
Did you say hi to Michelle?
I did. I just said hi.
And Signal Fixer?
I did not say hi to Signal Fixer. Aloha, Signal Fixer! We need our signals fixed up here. There's something weird happening today. But Biff Baffo's best black velvet painting find was a methy-looking clown.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of clowns. I love on the Office, like they had the clown was on when Jim bought the house from his parents. It was a load-bearing painting.
Flippin' 80s.
Because it won't work.
McDonald's is cheaper, but you pay for it later.
Out of your butt, am I right? Actually, don't have that problem. But Domino's Pizza delivers diarrhea. That is a true statement that every show ends.
No, we're not going there. And Carla was saying, "Oh my God, I almost spit out my coffee when you said the eBay app at McDonald's."
Yes. Well, they use. You know how McDonald's is going to have Krispy Kreme? Well, now you can get your McDonald's from eBay. You can't.
And Major Win eBay. Oh, he's saying that we had family stuff this last week, so no listing, and our sales have dropped to a handful of items a day, promoting advanced at $12 a day with low value click costs, so it's to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, you sell a lot of clothing, so yeah. I mean, we're just not familiar with the clothing thing. But I do know that, well, what we have done for the past month in almost I'm not going to say it's a desperation play, because we also increase our sales. Like I increased all of our value, what am I trying to say? Price of our items by 10% in order to put a 30% sale on them. And then on top of 30% sale, if I get offers to send offers to people, I'm sending another 15% out on top of those. But the items that I'm selling are priced to get, I want $20 from them. So the whole scheme is just getting, $25 to $20. I have a ton of those items. The bulk of our store are $20 to $25 items. That's what I want. So whether they say $35 on them and then I mark them down or whatever, I still want the cha-ching as a $20 bill with every sale. That's sort of what we
and
want.
And the stuff that we're selling is part of our fracking the hoard
Fracking
that we've
the
had
hoard.
For a very, very long time, as sort of like more as a collecting and stuff. So
Is that what we call it now, collecting?
we don't have
Hoarders
a lot
refuse
of-
to come into our house.
we
The
don't-
TV show Hoarders.
we don't have a ton of money tied up in this stuff because that's long gone, sort of.
We're very
right?
James-like in that respect, where you have tons and tons, and we have one offset. If you're a member, all of you members encouraged to go watch we did a vlog, which is technically we shot it probably a month and a half ago, and then never released it publicly because we're just, I don't know, not ready or whatever. But it is there for members to see, and then if enough members send us Candygram, then if we get enough praise from our members, then we'll put it out. But since we've only gotten 3 of our 28 members to watch it yet, actually, no, I think there was more views on it than that. Anyway, we had fun making it, so hopefully people like it, and then we'll feel pumped, and then we'll just release it to the public too. So we wanted to do a vlog every day for years. We've tried a few times. They are way too much work. But one a week, we could do that, right?
Yeah, editing is just
Editing is
so
so
time consuming. But Paul
But
Rose
Major
was,
wouldn't know anything about that.
Paul Rose was saying had nothing Monday, cleared nearly 1,300
Oh, you're getting the
pounds
roller
yesterday,
coaster.
cleared around $60 today so far. That's not a roller coaster.
Yeah, it is.
It's
though.
bizarre.
That's big drops. And so where they implant I think it's just fun to discuss these things because the AI is so difficult to understand unless you just realize it's a robot person. And the people would do this to you if they could keep up with it. And so one of the things is having it appear that if you have 4 items in a category and one of them got returned, that you have a 25% return rate in that one category. That category is probably going to slow down. And we have noticed that. We did notice that.
That's crazy. Imagine if you only had one item in a category and it was returned.
Yeah, it'd be 100% return rate. But if you sell clothing's only in a handful of categories. So it means that, and if you're a clothing seller, then you probably have, hundreds of items. So there is something to be said for volume as well. That was my whole point, right? That's why I wanted to say that. Because I realized that the volume is important. So if we're selling 45 records, for instance, which we do quite frequently, we've never gotten a return on them. The only problem we've ever had was 2 returns that I encouraged them to do because I misshipped. So the Bow Wow Wow 45 went to the guy named Motorcycle Guy, and he ordered Motley Crue. And Motley Crue went to the Bow Wow Wow. Now, imagine this. Who was the guy that sent me the record back so that I could send the right record to the right person? And who was the person who didn't? I am casting aspersions on you.
Do a poll. Which ones do you think which?
Who did you think it was? I'm just going to tell you because I don't want to do a poll.
Well,
but it was Motorcycle Guy. I got him the right record. He kept Bow Wow Wow. I told him to send me back Bow Wow Wow. He didn't. And so Bow Wow Wow just got the money. And Motorcycle Guy got 2 records. One that he didn't want. He didn't want Bow Wow Wow.
But so
he wanted Motley Crue.
One thing I think about is
why did I say that? Because now we had 2 returns in that.
Well,
department.
doing returns can be a pain in the A. That's why a lot of us don't, and even an Amazon return, sometimes just like, I got to get over to the post office, whatever. But, with eBay, like you have to have a printer with ink to print the label to then tape it on with, hopefully you have some packing tape because Scotch tape isn't going to hold it on that well. I'm guessing though.
Invisible tape.
Is there like a barcode you could bring to
They
post
do.
office, but
I've
somebody
never
then
used
has
that.
to go to the post office
You have to go to
instead
the
of
post
maybe having the package picked up by their postal person. So, returns are annoying for people that need to do them, especially when the mistake was the seller's.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you're talking about.
Especially when the error was the
returner.
seller.
Yes, and I agree. Motorcycle guy, because he didn't answer my messages for a couple of days, I just assume he's a busy guy that isn't on eBay all the time, like not on a computer all the time. Probably like a guy who has a job or something, unlike us who are like constantly on the computer where we see eBay messages come up. So anyway, it just didn't happen with him, but we did get 2 returns, even though I told them because I don't want to get a negative, so I encouraged them both to file for a return. So that's the second half of the third half of my multi-pronged conversational thing about returns and the numbers that you get. And there's a lot of math involved, but I think that you have to be careful. You have to watch those numbers. I don't want to watch those numbers. Clearly, I'm not a big fan of numbers. I like money, but I don't like numbers.
So what you're saying is that when you are in a top-rated seller,
yes,
and
top-rated,
somebody has an issue with the item that you sent them, and in this case, it was a mistake you made by sending the wrong record to the wrong person.
Yes.
You encourage them to file for a return because as soon as they do that, they can't leave Then
you're like sort of protected with seller protections.
Okay.
So I encourage that, but what are you going to do? And Flippin says eBay doesn't count high return rates against you until you have at least 10 returns in that category. Now, I don't know if they hold it against you, John. I don't know if they're holding it, if they're actually penalizing your account, but it registers. So
you don't get as much visibility, maybe
I don't know.
saying?
I don't know. Well, John's saying they don't do it, so we only had 4. Or I can't remember how many. So if we had 1 in that category and it registers as 25% return rate, you're saying they're not going to hold it against me, but they're registering it on my back office. They're showing me that I'm in the high return rate category that other peers of people selling similar items are much lower. So that's what I'm looking at. I mean, I don't know if they're holding it against me, but we tried to do a little bit of research on what happened to us. We didn't have the April drop off. We had a June drop off, and in June was our biggest June. It was a well over $10,000 month, and that's our best June ever on record for unless it was 20 years ago. There could have been some good months then too, but not that I remember. So in the recent history, that is our best June on record. Most certainly since you've been working, so 3 years or whatever. And what happened in that month is we worked really hard and we put a bunch of stuff up. So we had a bunch of, sales, of course, because we put more stuff up, and we put up high ASP items. And then 3 items in the same category, roughly a tape deck and 2 CD players, got returned out of, only maybe 3 cassette decks that month, and maybe half a dozen CD players. So if you're looking at cassette decks, we sold 3 or 2 or 3, say 3, 33% return rate. And if and again in the CD department would be about the same because 2 were returned out of 6 being sold. So we had a 33% in 2 electronic categories. So are they going to hold it against us in the electronics category, or are they going to granularize it down to the tape deck and the CD category? But
You are so
I'm out of my mind.
overthinking this right
I
now.
had a Coca-Cola Slurpee from McDonald's, and they put something in those fries, man. I'm telling you.
So you're asking, how do they hold it against us, which is usually suppression. Intergalactic.
No, it's elevating others.
Okay.
which causes.
Oh, right.
Of you.
Intergalactic was saying when they
Playing
had
on a
a similar situation happened, they sent a label in the package with the correct item, which we thought about that after the fact, like, oh boy, we should have put the label in.
I've done that a long time ago. It's happened. Maybe that's the third time it's ever happened, and it's always an eye-opening experience. Like, boy, are you dumb? Because I'm so careful and so methodical about shipping, but somehow I did it. Like, I can't even believe I did it. I'm like, how that can't even happen, Bridget. I'll go, hey Bridget, you misshipped something, and she's like, nope, you do all the shipping. I'll go, no, that's impossible. I just do not make mistakes like that. You have to, first of all, come to grips with yourself. That took a long time. That took like days. I'm like, no, that can't be. But anyway, the truth is that I encouraged the return when really I think that's probably the smarter move, to just do a swap. And that way it also takes, if that guy wanted his Motley Crue, oh, he wouldn't have to swap it out. He could still not mail it. But in this case, I still would. So I ended up refunding Motley Crue and refunding Bow Wow Wow. And then Motley Crue got Motley Crue and Bow Wow Wow, and Bow Wow Wow got nothing except, well, he got paid back.
Yeah.
So
Motley Crue guy got 2 records and money back.
But the Bow Wow Wow guy was like, just got money, but I also refunded him immediately. Like, I didn't even wait for him to file for the return. He did the return after I paid him back, I think, which messed up. No, it didn't happen that way. No, because he has to. You have to file the return.
Can I read while you'll figure that out?
Yes. Excuse me while I ponder this matter.
Yeah.
No, because then he couldn't get the label. Or maybe we had a label problem. I think I did refund him before, and that made a label problem. And then I had to send him a separate label, because once you refund him, then you can't print out the return label. You see? I'm not cut out for this. Okay, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. You're really.
But we're way
you're
down
spiraling.
Here. It's 2:05 p.m. and we're reading at 1:30. Yeah. We're reading at a 1:30 level, and it's 2:35.
I could definitely get through these.
Okay, go.
Go
now.
If you don't have a commentary on every one.
I have to. I'm going to read the new ones, and we're going to pepper those in with the older ones.
Okay.
Go. You go with the older ones.
Where did we leave off? Well, Dragoo Arts was saying that I tried to sell on eBay as a side to my art business, but only made 3 sales this year. That's really depressing. And
that is not. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, do you have a website that you sell on, or where can we all see your artwork?
Yeah, do you want to share a link or something? We could put that in the chat here.
Okay, no, you read your current.
Okay, Full-Time Flipper says, my sons can't have dairy. My wife researched, and McDonald's fries have dairy in them. I wonder if they have like whey. Huh. What's the stuff that you? I think whey protein. It can be tasty.
Major Win says, we keep thinking about the truth that we all have our own unique relationship.
Oh, sorry, I messed up your thing.
Relationships with eBay. So content best serves when it accounts for different types of items, sizes of store content.
Yeah, I think that's
in the greater economy.
Yeah, niching down is a smart thing to do. I don't know about clothing is just confusing to me. It just boggles my mind, clothing, because it is actually it's the easiest thing to get. We walked into our resource the other day, a resource store, whatever, and they have, I don't even know what's that, 6, 8, 10,000 square feet of clothing, and it's super meticulously organized, and shoes are all on racks. You can just walk through there. And we walked through there and didn't see one thing that was like exciting to us. So we have no idea what we'd be looking for with clothing, but we do investigate it and try to like, suss it. We try to suss it out.
Which made me
Andy so meta. I get elevated on mushrooms and broccoli. Nice. We watched some of your videos, Andy so meta, when you have the skates in your shoes.
What I realized going into the store that had tons and tons of the other day. Tons and tons of stuff, not even just clothing, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I realized that it is a true sign of what sells not only in regular retail stores, but on eBay, because they had nothing vintage in the store. And we're talking, like you said, huge. So to me, that
and I didn't
is
recognize
also
any of the
saying,
brands. There was like no brands that I recognized either.
that's also saying that people bought this, new stuff. They aren't buying vintage. They then pass off this newer stuff to the secondhand stores, but then that's what's now popular and being sold on eBay. Like, people really don't care much about vintage stuff a whole lot, especially when it comes to clothing.
Yeah.
So, but not to mention the fact it's harder and harder to find vintage product anyhow, anywhere now. It's been picked over so much that there's not a whole lot left. It's all fast fashion and everything.
The secret to finding vintage stuff is to be friends, or you got to find, I mean, I'm pretty much the old guy with vintage stuff. So there's going to be a whole bunch of me's out there who have consolidated the vintage stuff.
Can I just want my chat.
You please take your chat. Take your chat and go. And, you're not going to find it in the stores as much. It's going to come from people who have collected
garage sales.
People who work in vintage stores and have stockpiled it for years. That's where you're going to get it. And I can't tell you. I don't want to give away all my sourcing secrets, but let me say that sourcing now is different. Except for clothing. It feels like you can go in but you have to have that knowledge. You have that base knowledge of the clothing.
Yeah, we're sort of lost because we just don't.
We're lost in the sea.
We wear vintage. Well, I do all the time. I'm not really much of a.
I wear big and tall.
Yeah.
And large and short.
And Josh was
short and stout.
Again, we're so far behind, but Josh was saying that I'm still learning how to branch out. It is difficult. It's a difficult process because I need to see what is worth the time required and what is not.
Yeah, what you're doing, I think, with Shopify is what you want to do. I mean, I build Shopify stores all the time. I mean, it's not hard to do, and it's pretty easy to set up. You could the problem with Shopify is you can get into a well of paying little bit companies to write software for you, and you end up paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you don't need to do that because but you definitely have to pay for every little thing in Shopify. So if you want to suck up your items from eBay into Shopify, you got to pay these guys to do that. And then it's it's not too different than the cross-listing tools that charge you $79 for 1,000 items. You got to do it like that. You got to pay for it. But Shopify will get your items out there, and the trick used to be that you did Google ads on your site. So you put ads on your own site, and that's enough to get you algorithmized. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I do know people who work in SEO and stuff, and they still say that's sort of the way it's still done. It's just not as. They've all been enshittified. Everything's been enshittified, watered down. It doesn't work as well as it used to. There's a couple things out there that work better than they used to, but for the most part, the more people we have, the more enshittified we have. Zero population growth, everybody!
Silver Stacker, aloha!
Except we love kids. Kids are great. Just stop having. You can have kids. Do you want kids? You want to have kids?
So, Dendacor Depot was, you got a Wilson Phillips. Hold on for one more day.
Hold on for one more day.
A Major Win said that they have made one sale through Macari so far. Ryan is saying that I've recently got the itch to go yard sailing and thrifting again. I've sold sports cards for 5 years now. The sales have been great, but I want to branch back out. I started out and closed years ago. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. B
Nudes is coming in with some computer knowledge, saying eBay is a massive distributed WAN of server farms, a wide area network, vastly different than Amazon's network topology. And if you use, say, NordVPN, we use Google One VPN. We might as well give Google access to all of our information. So they have our passwords, they've got our mail, they've got, just give them everything. Why not? They'll never do anything bad with it, right? Wait, hold on. I'm reading a stream of basket noodles. He was saying that way better off with WordPress and WooCommerce. There's a reason combination powers 80% of small. There is a reason that combination powers 80% of small business storefront e-commerce. Well, the only difference, so WordPress is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Although I'm liking these newer web design tools. What's the one I'm using right now? I forget. But I mentioned it the other day. And it's building websites that look cooler using sort of almost cutting and pasting WYSIWYG, but mostly because you can do your CSS much easier. That was what makes it good. But Shopify is ready to go out of the box with payment tools and everything. WordPress requires maintenance. It requires constant maintenance. Basket Noodle, you're like, it's not really maintenance to me. I just go in there and do whatever. I'm saying that I'm the same way. I can deal with WordPress all day. But if you want to hand off a website to a customer nowadays, you do not. WordPress is not good. It's got to be Shopify. Here, I'll build it for you. You take it, and then we're done. That's Shopify is the only way to do it now. And if I was telling somebody such as Josh Galt, he's got to go to Shopify. He can save a lot of money doing WordPress, WooCommerce, doing it through open source stuff, but it's too much for real people without a lot of knowledge in website design to handle. That's why I like these new tools. You may know
Basket Noodle was saying, yeah, you can do that with WordPress plugins too, and then true, and then fail, LOL. Amy was like, hey, where's Heyfro? Not sure. We didn't hear from him. I'm guessing maybe sleeping. No, I don't know.
Wait, M's here?
No.
Oh, Heyfro's not here.
I said Amy.
Oh.
Can you scroll down on my chat, please?
Okay.
Thanks.
It's going to jump.
Yeah. Keep on
142.
going.
You're at 142.
Keep on going. Down. Stop.
Okay.
Then Decor is saying Etsy is hot and cold, but it helps. Bonanza is 0 effort for 1 to 2 sales per month. Okay. Hey, 0 effort, 1 to 2 sales. That's fine, right?
I mean, that's what people say is that, Bonanza, we haven't been able to get Bonanza to work ever.
And Biff was saying that last year I learned that branching out was never worth the time for me. I'm a very specific case. I wouldn't use myself as a general advice.
Yeah, you try, like everybody, you tried different stuff. Last year was we were all professors. We were all research scientists trying to figure out how to make this all work. I am a firm believer. Well, I don't think there's any question. Again, I mean, this is the dead horse, but last April or June, whenever it happened to you, probably happened to us in April, but we were doing things that didn't allow it to show. We did something which anybody could duplicate what we did last June, except you'd have to have really high-end vintage audio equipment that usually worked. Apparently didn't always work. But it have to be really super high-end stuff that we had. So not everyone can have that. In fact, it was pretty rare stuff. So to say that you could repeat that process, what was my point? It was a good point.
I'm not
Is it this? This seems extra. Hold on. There.
What do you mean?
I'm sidetracked by technology. What I'm saying is that we had to try a lot of different things, and Biff did try them all too, and found out that none of it was worth the cross listing. Everything wasn't worth it. The only thing that works is the. Can you do a?
I can't whistle.
The nuclear reset. Or a reset, yeah, there you go. A series of you have to reset your items. That's the only way.
So Ryan was saying I had a card return come in the mail yesterday. He literally took a sheet of paper the label was printed on, folded it in half, and crumpled the ends. He then taped it diagonally. Psycho behavior.
It sounds like he was like
psycho mailer.
a little passive aggressive with how he felt about your card.
Biff is saying, I'm closing in on 500 followers and I have so many repeat buyers. I may be circumventing the system at this point. I mean, somehow you have the Midas touch. Something. Yeah. And, you're doing something right.
It would be cool to know what he sells, but I'd probably tell everybody, so you shouldn't tell me. You can learn 90% of what you need to with WordPress and Woo right there on YouTube. You can Basket Noodle, but people do not want the hassle. They don't want the upgrade path hassle of, they don't want to make parent and child reunion things. They don't want to do it. It's just, I think it's just reality of people don't want to mess with either they want to do a Wix website, right? They want the simplicity of Shopify. Yeah, it's $35 a month. You're going to pay another $69. You're probably going to pay $200 a month for a good Shopify website that's running properly. Is it worth your time, $200 a month to do? I mean, I find WordPress super easy, but a lot of people don't.
I just need this.
And I don't want to be called when people have problems. So the handoff has to be for now. Shopify.
Primo.
Shopify. I do Shopify only. Shoop, doop, doop.
Paul Rose is saying that my big sourcing secret is me, LOL, selling off all my collections from the 70s to recently. I don't always agree with myself on pricing, and we often fall out and sulk. I mean, that's, right.
Wait, where are you reading this? Can I just see what you're reading? Sulk. I see it, Paul Rose. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is our thing. But that's what I'm saying is that if you want to source vintage stuff, which we do, we source vintage stuff only, almost exclusively. Yes, we're walking around in the thrift store, but just trying, if I can find something to make money on, I'll buy it and sell it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, and we'll put it on our second account.
Yeah. Or maybe we need a thirdist. If we bought a
thirdist?
If we need a thirdist account. Do you remember way back in the day before we were set up to deal with stuff? We literally, this little lady sold us her entire, she was an antique store person. And then Norma. And she had, and she hoarded, she was a hoarder and she passed away. And
she lived in this house that was in sort of like a
gully,
a dip sort of in
water gully,
the landscape, and
a river was flowing through her house.
Ended up like flooding, and we went there after the flooding had recessed and everything.
One whole room with Star Wars toys filled up,
and there was mildew and mold halfway up her walls from when the flooding happened, but she had
the water didn't get into her house.
Stuff ever.
It was under the floor of her house, like it just went through her basement, but all upstairs was all moldy.
Okay.
And so you couldn't buy everything, but we bought a lot of stuff, and we couldn't handle everything. We just couldn't process it all. So we passed it on to another guy who's in our town. His name is Finn, and he runs a place called Junk Teaks Collective, and we literally started him. So he did like acting, like local stuff, and did the local cabaret with burlesque acts and stuff. And he's really like a integral part of a little section of town there. Community, yeah. And he gives away free food to people sometimes. A lot of different things.
He's a good guy, eccentric.
Very
really
eccentric.
Good, interesting guy.
We couldn't, all the stuff that we couldn't deal with, we gave to him, and he started his business, which is now 20 years old, probably. Not that we didn't give it to him. I shouldn't say that. That sounds like we bought it all and then handed it to him, which is how I'd like you to think it happened. But what really happened is we said, here, you can pay the lady for your stuff, which is sort of giving it to him because we could have bought it all.
We split the find or whatever. We were like,
I brought in a second person who started an entire career out of clothing is the point. It was all vintage clothing and hard goods too, but the vintage clothing we couldn't deal with at all. Do you remember the bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of the vintage? Remember that? Do you remember that?
So yeah.
Awesome.
Don Flippin with 3 Ps. is saying, so eBay will now be giving the discount to the customer by showing what we get as a seller for shipping. Yes, however, you can opt out of that.
You can opt out of it, but strongly encourage you to think about it, because that, if you're not in, that's
That's
one
if
of
you're
the
using
things-
calculated shipping.
Yes, and I would say calculating shipping is fine, but you should pass on if you need to encourage sales. If your sales aren't where you want them to be, that is definitely a major point of where you do pass on the discount to your buyer, increase the value of your item slightly to compensate for it. That might be a very smart way to do it, because I think people look at prices and pass on higher priced shipping, and eBay's algorithm also looks at your items and will take a lower shipping rate over a higher one.
I think we better touch base with Hayfro, because Jet Fixer is saying hopefully Mr. Hayfro is doing okay. I know he is injured.
Maybe that's why we didn't hear from him.
Oh,
it's
no.
unusual that we don't hear from him. So, oh wait, somebody's saying up there, how is he injured?
Yeah, we can go to that now because I'm sort of at yours anyhow.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just go here then. Boom. Take that, chat.
Torn rotator. Cuff. Oh, crap.
So, okay. Yes, I think we did hear about that. But I think that, I think he's okay. But we just didn't hear from him yesterday, so maybe he's not. I guess we got to call him. Should we call him right now? No. While we're on the phone? I've had shoulder injury. I had a very serious shoulder injury. So we store the craisins on top of the fridge, which we don't do anymore because I learned my lesson. And this one day, I'm standing next to the fridge. So let me set this up for you. I'm standing next to the fridge, right next to it. I reach up like this to get the craisins. Oh, it's not showing you my hand. I reach up like this. I grab the craisins. I start to come back down, and my shoulder falls off. It just falls on the ground. It's like, what kind of a mystery just happened? And it was like a month to repair itself. And that's a story that I told just now. John says, use it, but add a few bucks for handling within your shipping policy.
Okay, right.
And
So you can still
yes,
do
that's a good
handling.
way
Okay.
to do it too. But I think that that's a really, along with your price, title, pictures, shipping should be as cheap as you can make it to make your item attractive. However you want to do that, however that works best for you. We do it with fixed price shipping. Almost everything, the bulk of our stuff, small stuff, goes out for $5. $5. And we almost never lose money on that. But we pretty much, I think you have to be around $4.30 not to lose money. And almost all those $5. But sometimes it goes over. We make up for it on bigger items or on the other $5 items. We never lose money. And we just did our taxes. We did not lose money on shipping last year. Am I right?
Yes.
Thank
What is this? Andy Someta is saying actor? What restaurant did he work at? I'm trying to see what.
Andy Someta can eat a whole bag of craisins in one sitting. Well, he didn't say one sitting, but I did because I can too.
Oh yeah, they're so good.
And what I think when I kind of had a health problem that we couldn't figure out, and then it resolved itself, which I think that's a whole nother story. But what I think set it off was this an insane. I was on a diet, so I was hungry and I was looking for a little snack. I wanted a snack, a high energy snack. So I'm like, white chocolate chips, craisins, and cashews. Now, a normal human being,
They're not chocolate chips.
who doesn't have a garbage mouth, a mouth for garbage, who doesn't just put stuff in their mouth like they put anything in their mouth. What am I trying to say here? I ate too many white chocolate chips, which aren't white chocolate, by the way. They're canola oil, like a bunch of oils that are bad for you.
There's no chocolate in them whatsoever,
No.
but they taste really good.
Milk solids. But I'll tell you what, if you put like a couple of those, a little craisin, a little cashew in your mouth, and you chew it together, it's alchemy. You feel like a better man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a woman, you feel like a better man. Basket Noodle coming down with it's all going to change. 15 years, AI is going to be writing most of the code. They already are. They write. I use AI to write code. I mean, little snippets here and there. how to write the code, how to process something, how to write JavaScript, any of those things. I now look at AI for the first shot at it. Ruby, any of the things that you got to use for something. So for Shopify, yeah, you know what, Basket? You end up with the Shopify. Their big drawback is when you don't know how to change something on your store and you got to pay somebody. You end up going down this road of keep paying people, and you end up you can pay hundreds of dollars. So I think that's kind of why maybe Baskets is saying that if you could learn WordPress, you'd behoove yourself to learn WordPress and WooCommerce because they're free. But if you don't have the time is money. You know what I'm saying? Time is money. You know how I always say that to you? I'm like, hey, sweetie, guess what? Time is money, and money is time. And dual Chronos. Come on. Jimmy the Dolphin Flipper.
Paul Rose was saying Jeff was too energetic doing the backstroke in his mountains of cash. You mean gold coins?
He's got his gold coins.
Duck McSmuck.
Finally, that's actually probably what happened. He probably pulled a muscle swimming through his gold coins.
Ryan's saying that he ate a big bag of blue diamond almonds one time and got sicker than a dog. I did that once with green olives and walked into someone's house and just went bleh, a whole jar of green olives.
I bet it was perfect barf. It probably was the right color. It was all
pretty
green.
young, but
Did it have red things in it? Probably. Was it green with red with the little pimento put inside of it?
yeah.
Yeah. It was Christmas barf. Do you want to go up here and see if anybody said anything?
No.
Did you just resign to okay, I'm out of this?
Well, it's all about the people
Okay.
talking with each other and the whole WordPress and all that crap, which you like.
I love it.
But someone was saying, was it Major Win, that cranberries is
Amy
actually
Sometta.
dangerous? Oh, okay.
Camel spiders you encounter? Dangerous. Harvesting is dangerous because of the camel spiders you encounter. Well, good. I don't care. that's done by the guys down on the coast over here. They they got camel spiders in their cranberries. The other thing, bananas. So bananas on the tree are full of tarantulas, and all your bananas get gassed before they come here. I assume even the organic ones. I wondered about that because that's like strip mining. Banana farming is like strip mining. For
Basket Noodle, there's cross-list plugins for TurdPress too.
yeah, I imagine there is. I imagine. Gifted one Primo membership to Victor Gallego.
Hey, Victor!
Welcome.
If you ever watch.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, gassing me bananas. Seriously.
Jovial Juggler, the Witches of Eastwick. Took a long time for me to eat cherries again. I've seen that movie, but I don't remember. Did they vomit them up?
Oh, I need some cherries now. You know what I really like are
That's
those chocolate-covered blueberries from Costco. Let's talk about foods that are really bad but good.
Yeah, but I couldn't really taste the blueberry. It was on those, right? No. That was chocolate covered cranberries I had. I couldn't taste the cranberry. The chocolate was so sweet,
the
which was great.
blueberries are like they're crystallized kind of. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, I know.
The blueberries are like crystallized inside. They're kind of crystally, so they have a crunch to them. They're really good. I think they're like dried blueberries that are chocolafied versus the cranberries, which are dried but they still have moisture content. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today is Costco Wednesday, guys. Biff is going to Costco today. Costco's the greatest. Or if you have I think, I'm not positive, but that other one is pretty close to Costco. Like it's almost similar. There's another one. Costco has a little bit Sam's Club, yeah. But I don't know. I think Costco might be a little better. Maybe their Kirkland stuff is a little, like they have more Kirkland stuff.
That's not a blueberry. That's meth. What you're describing.
Crystal meth. Oh, sorry. I got the blue stuff from Breaking Bad.
What was his name? Hunderwasser. What was his name?
Oh, Under Crater?
On Breaking Bad.
No, he was the president, right? No, it's Eisenhower. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Hundertwasser. No, Eisenhower. You Major Win. Usually the chat takes a turn towards a specific theme. This one is trying to survive as a reseller in the future world of Terminators.
That's what's going to happen, though. You know that. AI is going to happen, whether you like it or not. I put a tub or whipped topping in the freezer and eat it like ice cream. There's hardly any
Denta
sugar or
Cordipo,
carbs.
aloha. Thanks for being here.
Are you out? Aloha. Take it easy. Have a great day. Happy sales to you. Now the whipped topping stuff, that's just spun oil. That's like
Canola or something.
like a vegetable oil that's somehow been puffed up. There was a lot of food technologies that happened after World War II, like marshmallowing.
Oh, Heisenberg.
Hi,
Heisenberg.
Aloha.
Welcome. Heisenberg. Thank you.
Thank you.
I knew it started with an H, and I was saying Hundertwasser.
We got it together because this is a team. This is
Yes.
our wolf pack.
Teamwork.
Welcome to the wolf pack.
Hi.
Delicious
Aloha.
puffed oils. Yes, they are. And it's amazing how they learn. There's a lot of technology happened after World War II. I'm just saying that again because I like that. What I like most about World War II technology was like the gun turrets, the plexiglass that they invented plexiglass manufacturing for gun turrets, and those became big bubble skylights on people's houses after the war because there was so much technology like plywood and like laminated woods in general, but ply furniture, plying.
Yeah.
Ply. Because if you've ever seen, this is important. I think you guys are really going to like this in-depth conversation about Herman Miller and how they started with, it was George Nelson. No, it was a manufacturing corp, Eames Manufacturing. And they started with splints for World War II. So they made wood splints that were contoured to a leg type form. And they were made out of plies. And the Eames lounge chair, which is so beautiful and has this curly plywood, you think that you're like, okay, I could figure out how to do that. You just take some ply and you put it in a bendy box. You make the shape, and then you take a veneer and you put it on the outside. Not much to it. It seems. But if you actually watch the manufacturing of them, the plywood is not plies that are... it's not a piece of wood that they bend in a box. They ply it together with like these, and they use microwaves to dry cyanoacrylate superglue type stuff in between the plies. I'm trying to tell you all the secret information. So they take each ply is laid down separately, and they can't bunch up. They can't bind because the forms are so organic that if you look at the plies, there's like little triangles of ply, like to make the bends work. And then you lay down another ply that has little odd pieces. So it's very interesting. Are you interested? Or did you take a nap?
I was sleeping with my eyes open.
You have them drawn on the outside of your eyes. So yeah, thanks to AI, now we have air fryers. Right, we don't have to deep fry everything. And what are you doing?
I'm not farting.
You look like you're taking a fart right there.
My legs are cramping.
After sitting here for 2 hours, it does. I'm like, oh yeah. it's the 1.5 hour stretch.
I was just trying to think. eBay.
Oh yeah, remember eBay? You guys remember eBay? So yeah, eBay. The original title for today was SOSDD, right? Same old ass, different day. Yeah. It does feel like that a little bit. I think we do feel. How do we feel? Tell us how we feel.
I'm feeling like good.
It's
I'm feeling
spring,
good.
right? It's spring.
Spring is great.
2.
Spring feels like a new start.
It's the same
I
one.
feel eBay has improved for us.
2.
I'm
Marketplace?
Yes.
Are we thankful
I'm
for
really-
Marketplace right now?
Hey Fro talks so much about using Facebook Marketplace, and
We finally got off our heinies.
yeah, and our listing stuff, and
It's flying out of here.
it makes me feel good because you don't have to worry about, we're doing pickup only, so you don't have to worry about getting negative feedback. You don't
Shipping.
have,
People
God,
come with
just all
cash.
the annoying things.
Although somebody gave us a $100 bill that was taped. I was like,
Yeah, but as long as 3/4 of it still exists, you're fine.
no, but
One
he
is
tried to
taped
slip
together.
me a Mickey. He tried to slip the bill in, like, hey, this guy's not going to see the bill. I'm just going to slip it right in here.
Well, he got it from somewhere, so.
Yeah, he got it. He got
But
the
yeah.
short end of the stick. Now I'm carrying the short end of the stick around.
Just so feeling good, definitely feeling good about things.
Like
There's
seeing
a
Josh
lot of,
back.
there's
Josh
a
is
lot,
back on
I
Tuesdays and
know.
Thursdays.
How about that too? Josh is back, so we're getting back to a little normalcy with eBay.
Yeah, I like that.
With Josh being back.
Let's count some more blessings. Let's get 26. Okay, we got 3.
All right, you guys, what are you?
No, you guys. That's another one.
You guys were
4.
What are you?
22 more things.
What are you feeling positive about? Go.
I want to see that chat.
But yeah, I think spring though definitely has a lot to do with it, especially here in Vermont. We have a lot of overcast during winter and snow and stuff. So spring just definitely is a motivator.
It was a real mild winter. And what's also kind of fun is
Let
that
me just move this if you don't mind.
JG, Josh Galton, we're only separated by maybe like 6 to 8 hours, I would say. So we're kind of in the same geographical location and therefore the same wintry location. Although he's closer to Buffalo, New York, which gets tons of lake effect snows. We get some, but it's not quite that bad.
So
We call this the Riviera of the Northeast.
So Major Win is feeling positive about just starting their channel today.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I'm so happy for you guys. You are such supporters of all of us in this
everyone.
YouTube eBay community. So we're so psyched for you. Can't wait to see your videos when you start putting them out. Vip Boffo said, my April 2024 is spanking the April 2023.
Nice.
And Andy Sameta, I'm eating a breakfast burrito.
That
but
is
you
cool.
might not be positive about that later.
I want a breakfast burrito. Lake Afukid snow. Lake Afukid.
Get it right. Let's see, 6. Oh, Paul Rose is replying to 6x6. I've had, this is worth a lot more than you're asking for it. Yeah, well, who'd have thunk? Why not buy it then? It's not moving too cheaply.
Oh, that's a good point. Current event story. That this is literally the only time I've ever done anything like this ever in the history of eBay. And somebody contacted me because I was selling. Did I already tell this story? I don't know if I did. I was selling a little. Well, we did talk about it. Little parts for Transformers, the guns, hands, the parts that fall off.
No, I don't think you mentioned this.
Okay, so I had something up, and then somebody contacted me and gave me the nuclear reset rundown. Is there any way you can stop listing all your stuff every day? Because I like this stuff, and you're messing up my my incoming email that tells me all the new things because I list the nuclear reset. Yeah, so some people get annoyed, and I do a block party on them immediately. They're not going to be helpful to me or buy my stuff, so block ban instantly. And this particular guy started off before I blocked him. He finished off that little note by saying, "And your prices are way out of control, and you are hurting the industry,
the market,
the trading market, and all this stuff."
You're setting you're setting the market, or
In his defense, it was before the sale had finished discounting it by 30%. So for a little gun, I think it probably said $32, but whatever. People buy them for about $23 or something. So I said to him, and I never ever succumbed to this, but I did this time. I told him, he's also a seller of things.
Oh, right. That was so great, your response.
And he had a strut to a Millennium Falcon. And it was $30, and you need 2 struts to a old Millennium Falcon. A plastic piece off of a toy from the 80s. That's what he had. And so I'm like, unless you want to trade me your which I could use the strut. I'll trade you the strut for the thing. You're a reseller. How dare you try to shame me with your faulty logic? I never pull that kind of stuff. How dare you?
Blah, blah,
I was
How dare you?
I was indignant at that point because I couldn't believe he's a seller and he's trying to pull this crap on me. So anyway, I got that off my chest. I said it. I did it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not,
didn't hear back, or did you block them?
I was blocked.
But I
Super blocked.
think once you have a communication with someone, they
could
can
get back
still
to me.
communicate with you even if you block them. Silverhair Stacker is saying, "I am positive I can spend more than I sell." I guess that's a positive thing.
We have that as well. We've got that as well. Let's see. Chat Terminators. Spring is beautiful.
Chat Terminators, Primo and Spam Banshee. Spring is beautiful.
I mean, it is. You gotta. I mean, this whole life thing, man. If you ain't loving it, you might be hating it.
Basket Noodle, my neighbor trying to be a transformer.
TM. I just quoted that. I'm registering the website.
Other day he was out in a woman's halter top and skirt. Nice.
Wait, who was?
With a lawnmower. Basket Noodle's neighbor with a lawnmower.
Nice.
Starter cowl with the pull string atop his head holding a hammer. That is like super intense. But I'm thinking halter top and skirt. Yeah, if it's hot out, that's a great thing to wear.
Yeah, and that gives you a lot of halter tops are very loose fitting.
Holding a hammer.
Well, he might have needed the hammer. He might have been doing repairs
clunking it.
on the lawnmower. Yeah, that's what he was.
Major Wins like Basket Noodle. My brain could not even process that comment. Biff Buffalo. Do people 3D print these MF struts?
Yeah, they do. This particular one was a real one, but they do. There's a kind of a little tip I'll give you is if you have Star Wars figures to sell, and they're those are becoming more and more rare to find in the wild. But if you have Star Wars figures, they don't sell without the weapons for as much. So you go and you buy, like 50 assorted weapons from somebody for like $20, and make sure all your Star Wars figures have a weapon or a similar weapon. Then I list it as a complete figure. Make sure that you most definitely say in the description and in the condition that it is a repro weapon, but they sell twice as well and for 3 times as much as one without a weapon. Huh? That's how you get your knowledge. You wait till the last 15 minutes and I start spitting out these little nuggets.
So even if it's a repro, it's still going to help you get more money.
Yeah, the real weapons you can just sell the weapons. I sold one like off the Luke Skywalker. It's Return of the Jedi. He's got a black hand, so his hand was chopped off. He's got his lightsaber. I'm looking at him right now. His lightsaber is the pole one. The pole one. And then his gun is like $100. I sold it for $120 to some guy in Sweden. That was a pandemic one, so maybe that was crazy.
Don Flippin is saying, I designed G.I. Joe Cobra boat parts. I have them in my store. Oh, neat.
Oh, you design like 3D repro ones or like new different ones?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Because people do use those, and they, there's such a market for repo parts of small things, especially like the really old toys, but any of the plastic toys from the late 60s, 70s, 80s.
And Basket Noodle was saying that there's a fantasy game store here. I set up few print servers for him. He prints his own 3D fantasy gaming figures, doing very well. 16 printers now.
Wow. That's pretty cool. What movie did we see that in? That it was like in the future, and it was like some store that had all these 3D printers, and they printed Can't remember what they printed. I think they were printing food and all kinds of stuff. It was sci-fi. It wasn't real. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of AI. Don't praise the machine, though. Never.
I'm not scared.
Turn the machines back on, but don't praise them. New different. Don Flippin makes new different items. Like, that's cool.
Neato.
So you got an awesome creativity that people will.
So they're doing, like all the designing, computer-aided design, and then printing them.
Yeah, well, you have to because it's
right.
Yeah. And do you guys use? Do you use the filament type or the goo type of 3D printers? The filament type goes back and forth and builds it up, and then the goo type, you fill the thing up with goo, and then it
Gooey goo.
and then the goo goes down, and you got your thing. It's like having a baby, kind of. It's what I imagine having a baby is like.
Ryan was saying that I sold my original Star Wars and Master of the Universe collection back in 2019 after my son was born, and it got around 2,000 for them. Had a ton of stuff.
Yeah, that's that. You know, if you can find that stuff, I would never turn my back on Motu stuff, Star Wars stuff. If I see it, I go for it at any given time. I don't go for video games anymore. If you saw how many stupid video game systems we have.
Oh, and it's so many Atari cartridges.
You know how many Ataris we have? We have dozens of Ataris. We have I think I can say that. I think we have 24 Ataris.
The Nintendos. We have so
we have a dozen
many
of those.
game systems.
I round off, so a dozen sounds right. I think we actually literally have a dozen. What else do we want to say? We want to say that Biff Boffo said Han Solo had the coolest gun. Yeah. And so Han and Greedo, they're both right up there. They both used the same gun, except Greedo's was a little bluish. So the earlier guns were blue, and then they had black. But just like a little off black, like a dark navy blue plastic. And they float. Yes, original Star Wars weapons float. But the repros do not.
Paul Rose is saying at the start of the chat, from tomorrow, I will no longer be promoting new listings. I'm ascending to the next cult level master. Wish me luck.
Yes, good luck. I think you'll be fine as long as you reset those items.
Well, existing stuff you have will stay promoted, but then anything new you won't be promoting. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's that.
Georgiaha, I have 50 unprocessed consoles and 500 games. I now hate video games. I only like new in package and handheld.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate video games. They're paying the bills. So that's one of the things that we're selling that are, but it took me 24 years to stockpile them all. And now 500, yeah, we easily had 500. Probably at the beginning a lot more than that. I'm guessing maybe, I don't know.
Silver hair.
If you include Atari 2600 cartridges, we've got thousands. I put an
there's a lot. I mean, there's so many that we don't even have.
Like Combat, we have 30 of those.
eBay.
Yeah, no, we don't have many of. We just listed all the ones that had
the
instructions.
Flyers, yeah. Silver hair stacker, you can make Ewok weapons with sticks and rocks.
Yeah.
So
I had
great.
to buy the one guy, the things that you can't buy that they don't make, if you can make those out of 3D printing, but they have to be a soft material, are like the hoods. So the Ewoks had these little hoods and stuff, and those are impossible to find. You just can't find them. And Don Flippin did said it's resin and filament. He does.
Yeah, I saw
that's
that.
both. That's both resin and filament.
So Paul Rose is saying it's existing stuff I have already cut down to 2.1% promoted, edging out. And Don Flippin is saying, so I thought promoted listings also put it off eBay. So if you don't promote, eBay won't promote to other sites. Promoted listings promote off eBay if you're doing, what's that?
Wait, hold on. I'm just reading. I'm trying to
promoted listings advanced, right?
Yeah. So I
off
thought
eBay.
promoted listings also put it off eBay. So if you don't promote eBay, won't promote it to other sites. In general, I assume that some of your standard promoted listings do make it off site.
Because
They've got to fill in the carousels on Google and stuff with eBay products, shipping.
and when you
modules
look
and
at, we don't do any promoted, and when you look at our charts,
you'll still
for
see a couple.
impressions and offsite,
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
whatchamacallits, you'll see that we still have some, but we don't do any promoted at all.
Is anybody noticing that on a couple of days ago, actually, off-site traffic started going up? See, on April 10th, we did have a spike on April 10th,
Yeah.
right here with off-site. Now, these will drop back down, but I think it was our other store. I was noticing a huge spike in off-site traffic. I'm going to go there and look. This is the big finale here, guys. 7 minutes. Because I did notice that the off-site traffic started going up, and of course we don't promote. In fact, we stopped promoting on this store because I just tried it for a month and it did nothing.
Flippin' AAZ, John is saying that promoted standard does promote off eBay.
Yeah.
And then, hi, not funny. Aloha. I started promoting my clothing and books at 2% a month ago. I haven't seen any increase in sales.
Yeah, let me just take a little peeky weeky over here, my performance tab. I'll share it with you even because we don't usually share this store, but it's so small. It's only got 106 feedback, and it's we sell just stuff on it.
Not funny. Ooh, if you have not heard of Stoic Reseller on
Oh yeah,
YouTube,
for sure, Kevin.
check out Stoic Reseller. He is all clothing, and
Are you reading a comment or telling them?
I'm telling.
Oh gosh, I thought you were reading it, and I was like, yes, Kevin, yay!
No. Because Not Funny was saying that they're promoting clothing and books
yeah.
at 2% and
Boom.
haven't seen any difference.
Check this out, everybody. Check this out, everybody. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Wait, where's Mr. Meeseeks?
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
So, this is what we're dealing with on this other store. Up 400% versus... So in this, it's not, it's not a big deal. But it is up 400%. So right here, you can see where I stopped promoting. And you can see that impressions, they're just sitting right under this line. Get rid of that. I hate that one. Get away from me. But this is what I wanted to point out. As of April 10th, I had a spike on April 10th too. I always say I, but I mean we. But a spike on April 10th, and then down on April 11th. But I only reset on this one every other day just because I don't want to do it every day. And then on April 12th, you see how tall these little bars are over here. You can't because it's behind my head. Oh, go a little smaller. Yoink. There you go. There you go. Sorry, I was hiding all the numbers here. So up here you can see how I stopped promoting. I just turned it off and did not see any lowering in impressions at all. And then, in fact, because you can see this actually starting to go up and take over even these, the blue parts is the promoted. And then down here, you can see that we have, why is this one all the way over to the side? Right there you go. You can see for the past 5 days, actually 6 days, it is external site views have gone up. So usually after the 4th day, this one will just drop back down. But for some reason, noticing a lot of external site views. Now, we don't even work this store very much. So we do put things in there, but we don't work it. I don't pay attention to it. It's kind of the redheaded stepchild, if you don't mind that. I have red hair, so I can say that. But we don't do too much for it, and it's just it's kind of exploding.
That is crazy. The external site views.
Yeah, they're
and
off
you're
the
not
mat,
promoting
121%.
August 12th.
And we turned off our promotions. So I'm just showing you.
That is bizarro.
And if you're looking at page views, this is the benefit you got from promoting our items, which is just nothing, just the tip. Just a little tip too, not even a big tip.
So I wonder if that needs to do its like recalibration or something, even though it seems like it should have done some by now, but that seems a little bonkers. Isn't it Basket Noodle that says, or is it Biff that says those numbers just are sort of pointless?
We all say that at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all to be taken with a grain of salt. We don't really know what any of them mean, but I'm operating at a 20, 45, 34. Now these non-search impressions are down 50%. These will just drop off and come over here to the 45, and that's just how that works. But I thought it was very interesting that that for the past few days these have been blowing up. Maybe some of you have experienced that as well.
Huh. Yeah, you keep hitting my thing.
Oh. Look at that's us again with Pokey in a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. I just want to show that again. Is that okay?
So let's see if anyone had any comments on your thing,
Then we have
because
to
we
go.
are almost out of here.
A good place to source are pawn shops. Yeah, Basket Noodle. That's a good. That is a great place. If I ever see a pawn shop, I always go in. But that's I think that's part of the mentality, which some people aren't on this mentality where they've got to, you got to spend money to make money, but you don't always. So with clothing, I think it's a great way to not spend that much and still make money, because it's usually Kevin Stoic Reseller, great example.
How do we go
He's
big?
going from don't press those. Going from $8 to $40. That's kind of like his thing that he does. And then, but he has a lot of expenses incurred in sourcing that stuff. But if you go to the store, if you can go to a store and buy a item for $100, it sells for $300, you're going to obviously get way more bang for your buck out of that. And that's what a pawn shop is good for.
Major Win, thank you for replying to Not Funny. Just saying that they've been trying a lot of experimenting, because Major Win does clothing too. And it's been all over the place, the results. So
Yeah. 2%. I think that in the clothing categories, again, just my feeling about it, because I don't sell in them. It is a lot of people are selling clothing. So if you're selling, depends on what type of clothing you're selling, but I think you might have to promote higher. What's everybody think about that? Well, you only have 1 minute to tell us.
I saw in someone's chat
6%.
that they were saying that they don't feel that they needed to promote much in clothing, because clothing, if you have the right stuff, sells.
It's not the right stuff, but I think that was Nash VT saying that if you're following the tech and sports model, selling $11 pants, you got to promote a lot, because it's
higher. Okay.
So, but if you're selling, Givenchy vintage stuff, or if you're not even fashion stuff, just vintage stuff like Maui and Sons or Benetton or something that might sell because of the name, the vintage name. So like $80 sweatshirts, you might not have to, because they're so rare.
And then Not Funny was saying, I didn't really expect to see much increase with only 2%. I just figured I'd share my experience. Yeah, well, that's what this is all about, is sharing experiences. And then other people may be able to, help and say what works for them. So,
and 6x6
that's what's great about this.
80% clothing promotes whole store at 6%.
Okay.
So that's a way to do it. I remember 6% being the clothing number. A lot of information pops in my old head and then falls out the other side. Off-site spikes are not good. They just undermine your conversion rate. And Biff was did share with me that he had that last year, which kind of, he showed me some evidence of it. Kind of looked like he had like an insane spike that never went down, like I don't even know, what was it, like 1,000% or something, some ridiculous spike, and it was all off-site traffic, and he's sure it wasn't caused by somebody putting his item on a Facebook board or something. And he kind of felt like it really brought his conversion. It did bring his conversion rate down substantially, like 3 points or something, and it lasted for months and months and months and months, like for the rest of the year. So yeah, no, it is a thing that happens. Like getting granular with these numbers, I'm just not willing to do it. So I still operate on the force when it comes to the numbers. I look at them, and then now I'm sort of seeing the value of all these of your metrics, of your service metrics, which I never really took too seriously because I felt like I'm providing the best customer service, 100% feedback, all the things that you're supposed to do. But how does eBay see you? So look at your service metrics to see how eBay sees you.
And Paul Rose was saying, I'll leave everything already listed at 2.1%, but I'll give new listings a chance on their own first. Organic to promoted seem about even, and no matter what the percentage. So to hell with it. And remember, Darth Thrifter, he ended up going from promoted to no promoting on anything. And it took a little over a month, I think, for him to actually start seeing sales return.
I think within a month he saw it and now is excited that he's not paying promoted listing fees.
So it's not an instant. You already know this, Paul Rose. It's not an instant thing. It's just.
But it should be. It really shouldn't take too long. That might be one of the things they cured. That it was taking a while if you stop promoting, and it would take like a month or more to get it back. I think they've shortened that span. I think anecdotally, I've heard that. And AME did said to Not Funny, you could try running a sale. Sales, I feel like I talked about the fact that we're doing a sale right now for 30% off because I wanted to hit that 30% mark. I did mark everything up 10% and then mark it down 30%, but that's a 20% sale at that point. And our shipping prices are super low, fixed rate. And when offers are to be sent out, I will also accept another 10 to 20% off. So I'm really possibly running a 50% off sale with slightly elevated prices. But I think the sale gives people perceived value and, oh, it's on sale, I better get it now because somebody else might see it type stuff.
And again, we don't do calculated shipping. And I think, well, part of the reason is because when I just peruse on eBay and I look at things and I see those shipping and it's the calculated shipping, I gasp half the time because I'm like, what the heck? How is it
obnoxious.
this much to ship to us? I know darn well that
we
it's
know how much
not that
to
much.
ship.
It's like,
so
$10.
Like one thing is I love these pencils because I'm just a weirdo. But I like 80s pencils, Leadworks pencils. I don't need a lot of them, but I need to get a fix every once in a while. And people have jacked them up. So sometime during the pandemic, people were selling 100-piece lots of the pencils. Now people have put them down for $20 for 2 of them, right? So already the price on that is ridiculous. $10 a pencil, please. I mean, they're collectible, yes, but they're worth about $5. So they're doubling the price on that. And then I see the shipping on 2 pencils is $14.99. $14.99, and that was clearly not a fixed price. It was
that you mentioning that. I know we have to go, but you bringing that up. Somebody on one of the groups I'm in was saying, just everyone, hey, FYI. They were wondering why their sales just weren't that great and they didn't understand. So they started going through all their listings and realized that their default shipping was priority mail. So,
yeah, right. Who
so
was that?
even though they offered, standard shipping and all, multiple things, the default was priority mail. So anytime anyone looked at it, it was calculating.
First price. It was
calculating the default priority mail. She said that as soon as she changed that to standard shipping, that she started seeing sales again. Yeah. So
for those of you experiencing slow sales, check your shipping.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're going to come up with today. This is a.
It's
show
always
about
at the
shipping.
end when we are like,
what is this actually about?
Here's this idea.
Yes, Ryan, and we do check that quality report. Although, is it back? It was gone for like a month or 2 months. I think it is back. Yes, I did. I've downloaded one since then. Okay, you guys. So we're gonna go.
Oh, and one last thing.
Sure.
6x6. You're saying that your family wants to plan a vacation and you're just like dreading the thought of the store away. I think it was not this most recent eBay for Business podcast, but the prior one. listener had asked a question about how to handle like going away, putting your store on vacation. And there's a whole lot of pointers that give you a timeline of how you need to really plan out your, according to your shipping times and all that stuff. So eBay for Business podcast, and it wasn't this last one, it was the previous one where
Ryan
they were
is
discussing
615 out of 51,000 in singles, 237 of 17,000. That's awesome. So you're in top 1,000. That's great. Hello, Major Win with the super chat.
You're welcome. 656 Spammy.
Thank you, guys. Okay, we're going to go now because the Muppet song's playing.
Everyone, we appreciate you so very much.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Our next show's on Friday at 4 o'clock. But tomorrow, we are going to have a treat as Josh Galt returns to the 1 p.m. time slot on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So go check him out. And Major Win has his first video up. Go check him out.
Yes.
Major Win eBay on YouTube. Okay, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, hit that like button, everyone. Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you.
I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien bastards.
Aloha. See you soon. Oops, I didn't do the right one. End stream.